In early November 2023, every footballer in England and Wales received an email from the Professional Footballers Association warning them about Tramadol, a drug that is described as evil by one of the players who's found out the hard way how dangerous it can be. It is feared within the game, and this is the story of its use within football. The concern we have is that there is an explicit acknowledgement that it is an addictive substance, says Ben Wright, the PFA's Director of External Affairs. It's habit-forming, it's an opiate, and it's often referred to as being in the same family as heroin. Tramadol is a strong, prescription-only painkiller that's been cited by Chris Kirkland, the former Liverpool and England international goalkeeper, as the source of an addiction that should have killed him. On January the 1st, the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, will add Tramadol to its prohibited list. That is causing concerns among the football authorities when there is considerable evidence that an indeterminable number of players are either using it or reliant upon it as a perfectly legal part of their routine. Somebody is going to get caught, says Kirkland. I'm glad this ban is happening because it's a dangerous drug, but you're not going to eradicate it, and somebody will fail a test. It's inevitable. It's going to be extremely tough for a lot of players because there'll be many who rely on it. So, do the relevant authorities agree with Kirkland that it's inevitable there will be footballers banned for having it in their system? Well, the Football Association, the Premier League, the English Football League and the Women's Super League are acutely aware of the risks, and the clubs are too, because the punishments are likely to be severe. Ultimately, if you fail a test, you risk a significant ban, says Ben Wright. From our understanding, the risk is a 2 to 4 year ban. Ryan Cresswell, a Sheffield United Academy graduate who went on to play for Bury, Rotherham United, Southend United and Northampton Town, started taking painkillers after suffering a knee injury. Cresswell spiralled into addiction issues involving sleeping pills and alcohol, and was admitted into treatment before managing to turn his life around. I had my first knee operation on the day before my 17th birthday. It was cartilage that needed repairing, and that lasted for 9 years. But once that went again, I was in pain. I took anti-inflammatories and painkillers to manage it, not just paracetamol, but codeine, cocodamol, and tramadol. It just completely numbed me. At 35, Cresswell is the manager of Sheffield FC in the Northern Premier League. His view is that there are other painkillers that are more commonly used than tramadol. Banning tramadol is a positive step, but will it make a huge difference in the world of football? I highly doubt it. I don't think tramadol will be found in too many players' systems, whereas codeine, diclofenac, and naproxen, things that rot your stomach, are rife. In 2019, Tyrone Kirk went public about a dependency that led him down a path of crime and homelessness. Kirk, who had spells with Scunthorpe United, Macclesfield Town, and several non-league teams, ended up living on the streets, taking up to 30 tablets per day. I went from being a professional footballer to homeless in just a few years, he said. I wanted to get help from a professional, but I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. And Chris Kirkland's story is a stark reminder that playing at the highest level does not make you immune. I found out when I went into rehab that I was taking the equivalent of 6 shots of heroin a day, says Kirkland. It is an evil, evil drug. It nearly killed me and should have killed me. At the start, it gives you a good feeling. It makes you feel happy. If you have anxiety or anything like that. I was using it for pain, yes, but I was using it for anxiety more than anything. And I knew after 3 months that I was in trouble, that I'd become reliant on it. Michael Bennett made more than 150 league appearances for clubs including Brighton and Hove Albion, Brentford and Charlton Athletic, and is now the PFA's Director of Player Wellbeing. Now 54, he suffered a serious knee injury during his playing career, and knows how easy it is for footballers to become reliant on painkillers. I took them before training and before matches, he said. You get 2 to 3 tablets to take every day, and even when the issue is not there anymore, you're still taking the medication or storing it in case you need it again. In Bennett's case, it was never tramadol. His understanding, however, is that it is on the scene at most, if not all, professional clubs. We are in an industry where your body is put on the line every day, so players are going to do what they have to play, to earn their contracts and to sustain their careers. When Chris Kirkland came forward, it made other players and former players look at their use of tramadol, says Bennett. Chris was using it for back pain. Then he left the game and was still using tramadol because it was part and parcel of everyday life. That's the issue we have with some players at the moment. They've used it for helping with injuries, and rather than stopping when their bodies are in a better place, it's become second nature. Now, usually WADA would enforce a ban within 2 to 3 months of announcing it. But with Tramadol, there was an understanding that its addictive nature meant more time was necessary. The announcement came in October last year, meaning users had 14 months to wean themselves off. But that clock is ticking down.